Find the roots for the following polynomial. Remember that whenever they're asking us to find the roots, it's the same thing as finding the x-intercepts, the zeros, or the solutions. So to find the roots or the x-intercept, we're going to let y equal to 0. And we are going to factor this polynomial. Since we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, we are going to factor it by grouping. We're going to group the first two and then the second two. So what can I factor out from the first two? So both have an x, so I can factor out an x squared. And what's left behind? What do I need to multiply x squared to end up with 3x to the third will be 3x. What do I need to multiply x squared to end up with negative x squared will be negative 1. What can I factor out of the next two? So 1 number divides 18 and also 6, I can factorize 6. But since this is a negative, you want to factor in negative 6. Because you want your 3x to be positive as well. And that gives me a negative 1. If you notice, those two should always be the same. Otherwise, you will not be able to factor by grouping. I'm going to group my x squared minus 6 together. And my 3x minus 1 only gets written down once. Because this is like distributing property. So if you multiply it out, you're going to distribute the x squared to them both, which is right here. And then the negative 6 to them both, which is right here. And it's equal to 0. So therefore, since they are multiplying, both binomials are multiplying each other and they're equal to 0, I know that at least one of them has to be equal to 0. So we're going to use our 0 per hour property. 3x minus 1 equal to 0. Move that 6 to the right, becomes a positive 6. Then take the square root on both sides. That gives me x is equal to. Square of 6 cannot be simplified. But let's not forget your plus or minus when you take the square root on both sides. Move the 1 to the right, becomes a positive 1. Divide by 3. So 1/3, so they're all correct. Square of 6, so I know it's not C. And that one has a 9 and this one doesn't. Remember, this is 9 negative, so we don't need a 9. So therefore your answer is letter D.